The punishment for the Danaides, the 49 brides who killed their husband, was severe and eternal. According to the myth, after they died, the Danaides were condemned to a never-ending torment. Their punishment involved carrying jugs of water and attempting to fill a basin with it. The condition for their release from this punishment was that the basin had to be full of water. This punishment was meant to be a never-ending and futile task, ensuring that the Danaides would suffer for eternity. The story of the Danaides begins with their father, King Danaus of Libya, who had 50 daughters. Danaus was the twin brother of King Aegyptus, who also had 50 sons. Aegyptus desired to marry off his sons to Danaus's daughters in order to unite their two kingdoms. However, Danaus was against this idea because he had been informed by an oracle that one of his daughters would kill him. Despite his concerns, Danaus eventually agreed to the marriages, but he secretly instructed his daughters to kill their husbands on their wedding night. All of the Danaides obeyed their father's command, except for one, Hypermnestra, who spared her husband Lynceus because he respected her maidenhood and abstained from forcing himself upon her. As a result, Hypermnestra and Lynceus went on to have a son, Abus, who would later become a prominent figure in Greek mythology. After committing the murders, the Danaides were condemned to punishment in the underworld. In some versions of the myth, they were forced to carry water in leaking jars or sieves, symbolizing the futility of their task. In other versions, they were tasked with filling a basin with water, only to have it perpetually drain out, ensuring that they would never complete their task. The punishment of the Danaides serves as a cautionary tale in Greek mythology. It highlights the consequences of defying the natural order and committing heinous crimes. The story also emphasizes the themes of fate and retribution, as the Danaides were ultimately punished for their disobedience and their father's actions. The eternal torment of the Danaides is a prominent example of the harsh and unforgiving nature of the underworld in Greek mythology. It reflects the Greek belief in a strict system of justice and punishment, where those who transgressed against the gods or committed grave offenses were condemned to suffer for eternity. The punishment of the Danaides also serves as a reminder of the power of fate and prophecy in Greek mythology. King Danaus's decision to go against the prophecy and force his daughters into committing murder ultimately led to their eternal suffering. This reinforces the idea that the will of the gods and the prophecies of oracles cannot be defied, and that those who attempt to do so will face dire consequences. The myth of the Danaides and their punishment has been a recurring theme in art, literature, and drama throughout history. It has served as inspiration for numerous works of art and has been interpreted in various ways by different artists and writers. The story of the Danaides continues to captivate audiences and serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of betrayal and disobedience.